full technique tutorial. This one's going to be a little bit longer because tech can vary depending on what you want to do with your pop fulls. Say you're doing consecutive pop fulls, your tech for that is going to be a lot different than if you were doing a low pop full and a high one, trying to set for a double, or maybe even a triple if your show's at. So like the pop full tech can vary depending on what you want to do with it. So yeah, today I'm going to be teaching you my techs and what I do whenever I'm trying to do different types of pop full. Alright, so right now I'm going to get into the basics that are going to be applied to no matter what type of pop full tech you're doing. This is going to be for every type of pop full tech you're doing. It doesn't matter whether you're trying to get height, whatever. These are just the basics that are going to be applied. So essentially with any pop full, open up right after you're coming out of your trick and have your arms set back, basically preparing you for the pop full. So with your arms set back, this right leg is going to be swinging down. You're going to land with this left leg first and this right leg second. If you twist left, if you twist right, vice versa. Essentially, your right leg and your arms will be sunk together as this one's coming down, like a cork, okay? Like, you know how on a cork you swing your legs and you keep your arms synced together? So like this, same thing. So essentially, for every pop full you do, you're going to want to sink the arms and this leg and land. And right now, you're in this position. What sinking your arms and your leg is going to do is it's going to create more momentum than if you just had them unsunk. This will help your pop full power and momentum. So after you get to about right here, you can have your arms trailing together and going over your shoulder. At this point, all you're going to do is throw your arms as hard as you can over your shoulder. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. You're going to want to mimic the tech you used for your first full. Now if you're doing a cork and then pop fulls or whatever, if you're doing another trick into your pop fulls, then you're not going to mimic it. But if you're doing a full and then doing consecutive pop fulls, you're going to want to mimic that first full. So say your tech for your full is this, just straight over your shoulder. You want to mimic that on your second full. That's the most important part of doing consecutive pop fulls. Okay, now let's get into another tech I use. Okay, this next tech is harder to get used to and to master, I guess, but it's so worth it. And if you're trying to do pop dubs or pop trips if your show's at, pop quads if your show's at, this setup is really good and I really like this technique. So yeah, unlike with the consecutive pop fulls, this one is a little bit different on how you distribute your power and your height. It's basically making the trick that you do before the big trick that you're trying to pop into a setup, like a scoot or a cartwheel, round off, macaco, touchdown rise, you get the point. So essentially making that first flip a setup for the next trick. First trick, give you momentum and pop you up into the second. Firstly, you have to make the first trick have a lot of momentum and you have to make it really low. So you want to whip the trick back. So to do this, basically all you have to do is whenever you're going into it, like lean back a lot, like don't throw until you're leaned back, like almost like in a sitting position, because that'll naturally pull you back and throw you back. And essentially to make the trick really fast and low, throw your arms almost like over your shoulder and down all in one motion. Make it fast, like throw really fast. And what this will do, and it doesn't matter what it is, that will make the trick a setup and be fast, and give you momentum, and it'll help a lot. But essentially all you're doing is distributing your height and your speed differently than if you were in the consecutive pop fulls. Get a seated position, like lean back a little bit and throw as hard as you can over your shoulder and jump back, but like make the flip really, really fast. And what this is going to do is you're going to land slightly forward, and you know what blocking is whenever you run into a front flip and you have your feet out in front of you and it blocks your speed and it pops you up into the air? It's the same idea. Or with a cork when you J-step and you're blocking your foot out in front of you, same idea. You're landing slightly forward and that's allowing you to pop up and get momentum and height into the trick. Anyway, that's the whole idea of it. Make sure also when you're doing this tech, your legs are shoulder width apart, because that's going to give you the best results. Don't pop full like this. Definitely don't pop full like this. Pop full like this, okay? Pretty much shoulder width apart. Maybe a little wider, but just make sure they're shoulder width apart. Simple.